Picking up on it.
Something bigger just happened. All right.
Yes, there's like a ripple effect going on.
Is it a negative intent ripple or a positive? It's a negative ripple going on. Okay. Where does the ripple emanate from?
A couple galaxies over.
Okay. What's going on there?
I'm trying to figure that out. This is in real time, so...
Is anything being damaged?
Yes, so we're dealing with it. We're just trying to figure out what's going on over there.
Was it something that was set up by Anunnaki?
No, it wasn't Anunnaki.
Okay.
It was Draco.
Draco. Okay, the Draco. We haven't talked as much about their stuff and what's going on with them.
That's because a lot of them have already gone into singularity.
So was this a Draco world? So, as...
Okay, we're getting an idea of what's going on now. As the Draco were taken out,
yes,
the world needed rapid healing.
Uh-huh.
So it just sort of had a major flux.
So was the...
Like major earthquakes?
Yes. How many Draco are still on that world? The world... There are no Draco left there.
Exactly.
All of those Draco have gone into the singularity because
yes.
Okay. Are there any worlds around them that still have any Dracos still existing?
Maybe one or two individual Dracos.
But generally, the cultures, the entire everything is gone.
Yes.
Are they doing it like they are here, where there's still some inertia behind them, they still exist, or are they completely gone?
They're
They're gone, completely gone, and the planet itself is like from.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Iputanahiti. Okota hoje sakahati hiana elekanonota amaka atanihasa. Elene mi oto anani katanayasta heana moala nehi etiastanehe mi kanate. Istanahata etonono moala kinanete hate. I may put it emokatehe katanahitiata mohate. There needs to be a something like a divine bubble placed around the entire area, each world separately and the entire area, that can be like a healing,
like a balm. Yes.
It's like it's like you put into like intensive care.
Yes.
With like an oxygen tent.
Yes. Yes. Good.
And so that each planet.
Because the main one they were on. There's volcanoes now spewing up stuff.
Yes.
And earthquakes, and it's just a mess.
The planet itself is in chaos.
Yes.
That's why if a divine bubble with infusions of God light can come into and contain it, protect it, and bring healing to it.
Yes.
Will be beneficial.
Yes. Because it's so loud.
Yes. Will something of similar happen with Earth?
No, because there's going to be people left on Earth.
Okay. I'm going to ask that a slow scan be gone through the universe of the souls as to if there are other planets that are of a similar, either completely empty or drastically reduced in amount of ones there.
This can only happen with planets that are completely empty.
Even ones where it's drastically changed, they're going to need to have a protective bubble care given to them. Because the amount of the change would be so dramatic.
Yes.
That even those who may be okay, it's still going to need some healing. And so... any planet, of course, any of the planets that have had all of their populations removed, who would have been existing in that place of chaos, basically, if you want to call it, or turmoil and chaos, that the planet's going to be like, ah! They need intensive care. But even ones who've had dramatic loss of their cultures, this has been there for a long time, they're going to need to be put in here we have hospitals. And in hospitals, you have different levels of care.
Okay.
They have like intensive care, which is like the most critical unit. And when they're in intensive care, you can be in critical. But then you can come down to stable, and then you can go move to a different sections of the hospital where you still need to have access to quick, round-the-clock care.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of care you're needed
is different.
So that any planet, solar system, culture that has had a dramatic reduction and a dramatic change of who and what they know and how to interact with things should be placed in respective amounts of care and where they're being carefully monitored. They're being, if they need a little something extra here or there.
We've just passed that on to God.
Yes.
And He's doing it now.
Yes. And because in the places that were the darkest of the dark, yes, there's going to be, even if someone is very ill here, very, very ill, many times, even if they're not in the hospital, they'll put them into rehabilitation. Sometimes they put them into like a nursing home temporarily to help them rehabilitate. They know that they're going, like somebody if they have a hip replacement or something like that, they don't have them in the hospital one day, the next day they have them home. They usually have this period where they have slowly step down of care.
Yes.
To help them to acclimate and be before they're on their own and trying to do everything. Because even though these ones are being brought back to divinity and they're maintaining divinity, the environment, the culture, how they know how to put things together will make them yes, and that's going to take a little time and it's going to be wobbly. And if they get in a place of I don't know what to do, they might panic and revert back to something more negative.
Yes.
Not because they want to, because they know nothing else to do. They need to be like physical therapy, brought back to where they're supported and helped to know how to do this.
Yes, and we're doing that.
By seeing what has occurred with these Draco worlds, it can be quickly brought into a place of care and peace. It doesn't have to go through hundreds or thousands or millions of years to... It doesn't have to be like, okay, we've got everything started and we just sit back and let it happen. We can take a more active hand in bringing about the healing because, and this is why I'm saying this, there is a saying here about a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Everything that we're bringing into healing and divinity, if there is one place that is not completely healed, then problems can set in.
Gotcha.
So, all the places, the Draco homeworlds, the places Anunnakis have heavily influenced, there is layers that have to be addressed because all that we have done, all that we have come to and accomplished is only going to be as strong as the weakest world, the weakest. Were there any Draco outposts in this area, closer to this area?
Yes, but they were different.
Okay.
And those have been cleaned out and already